My name is Bill Jones with recapturefederalism.com and operationofficialmisconduct.com. We're going to have today another in the line. This is section 7 out of the 8 sections. This is section 7, and we will be it's from the guidelines of the organizational structure of the Communist parties on the methods and content of the work. As I have said in the other sections, I'm not calling anybody a communist, what have you, but this is sure tactics that are used to have a totalitarian type government with central party control. And we will, in 7, we're talking about the general structure of the party organism. It's interesting the words you'll see in here, and foreign words, foreign ideas. This is un-American in relationship to the American Constitution and the federal system of America. This is party control, and you'll hear how they control everything in the party. The people don't have a choice in anything at all. Even the working class that they are so proud to be trying to protect, they just use the working class. They enslave them, get rid of the middle class, who may have some power, and they control everything from the top, all the property, everything. Section 7, on the general structure of the party organism. 43. The extension and consolidation of the party must not proceed according to a formal scheme of geographic divisions, but according to the real economic, political, and transport communications structure of the given areas of the country. Stress is to be placed primarily on the main cities and on the major centers of the industrial proletariat. In the beginning, to build a new party, there is often a tendency to immediately extend the network of party organizations over the entire country. Limited as the available forces are, they are thereby scattered to the four winds. This weakens the ability of the party to recruit and grow. After a few years, the party may often, in fact, have built up an extensive system of offices, but may not have succeeded in gaining a firm foothold in even the most important industrial cities of the country. 44. To attain the greatest possible centralization of party work, it makes no sense to chop up the party leadership into a schematic hierarchy with many levels, each completely subordinate to the next. Optimally, from every major city which constitutes an economic, political, and transport communication center, a network of organizational threads should extend throughout the greater metropolitan area and the economic or political district belonging to it. The party committee, which directs the entire organizational work of the district from the major cities, the city being the head, as it were, of this party organism, and which constitutes the political leadership of the district, which must establish the closest ties with the masses of party members working in the main urban area. The full-time organizers of such districts, who are to be elected by district conference or the district party congress and approved by party central committee, must be required to participate regularly in party life of the main district's main city. The district party committee should always be reinforced by party workers drawn from the members in the main urban area, so that the close and vital contact really exists between the party committee, which runs the district politically, and the large membership of the district's urban center. As organizational forms develop further, the district's leading party committee should optimally also constitute the political leadership of the main urban center in the district. In this way, the leading party committees of the district organizations, together with the central committee, will serve as the bodies which actually lead the overall party organization. The area of the party district is of course, not limited only by a geographical extent of the area. The key point is that the party district committee must be able to lead all local organizations in the district as a unit, which is no longer possible. The district must be divided and a new district party committee founded. In larger countries, of course, the party needs certain immediate bodies to serve as connecting links between central leadership and the various district leaderships, provincial leaderships, regions, and the like, as well as between a given district leadership and various local bodies, sub-district or county leaderships. Under certain circumstances, it may become useful for one or another of these immediate bodies, for example, that of a major city with a strong membership, to be given a leadership role. However, as a general rule, this should be avoided as decentralization. 45. Large units of party organization districts are composed of local party entities, of rural and small town locals, and of wards or rayons of the various sections of major cities. A local party entity which has grown so large that under conditions of legality it can no longer effectively hold general membership meetings must be divided. In the local party organization, the members are to be assigned to various working groups for the purpose of doing daily work. In larger organizations, it may be useful to combine the working groups into various collective groups. As a rule, those members who come into contact with one another at the workplaces or otherwise on a daily basis should be assigned to the same collective group. The collective group has a task of dividing the overall party work among the various working groups, obtaining reports from the heads of the working groups, training candidate members within their ranks, etc. 46. The party as a whole is under the leadership of the Communist International. The directives and resolutions of the international leadership in matters affecting a member party, shall be addressed either 1. To the general central leadership of the party, or 2. Through it to central leadership in charge of a specific area of work, or 3. To all party organizations. Directives, decisions of the International are binding on the party, and as a matter of course on every party member. 47. The central leadership of the party, the Central Committee, and the Bharat, or Ashub, if I'm pronouncing it right, is responsible to the Party Congress and to the leadership of the Communist International. The narrowing leading body, as well as the Broad Committee, Bharat, are as a rule elected by Party Congress. The Congress may, if it deems appropriate, charge the central leadership with electing from its own ranks the narrower leading body, consisting of the political and the organizational bureau. The narrower leading body, through its two bureaus, directs the policies and the ongoing work of the party and is accountable for this. The narrower leading body regularly convenes preliminary meetings of the party central leadership to make decisions of greater importance and scope. In order to be able to fully grasp the entire political situation and maintain a living picture of the party, its clarity, and its capacity to perform, it is necessary in electing the central party leadership to give consideration to candidates from the different regions of the country, if any suitable ones are available. For the same reason, serious differences of opinion and tactical questions should not be suppressed in the election of central leadership. On the contrary, representation of these views and the overall leadership by their best spokesmen should be facilitated. The narrower leading body, however, should be homogeneous in its views of all the feasible and must-ifs it is to be available to lead firmly and with certainty be able to rely not only on its authority, but on a clear and even numerically fixed majority in the central leadership as a whole. By thus constituting the central party leadership more broadly, the legal mass parties in particular will most likely create for their central committee the best foundation of firm discipline, the unqualified confidence of the membership masses. Moreover, it will lead to more quickly recognizing, curing, and overcoming vacillations and disorders which may show up in the party's layers of functionaries. In this way, the accumulation of such disorders in the party and the need to surgically remove them at subsequent party congresses, with possibly catastrophic results, can be kept to a bearable level. 48. To be able to lead party work effectively in the different areas, each of the leading party committees must implement a practical division of labor among its members. Here, special leading bodies may prove necessary for a number of areas of work, e.g., for propaganda, for press work, or for trade union struggle, for agitation in the countryside and agitation among women, for communication, red aid, etc. Every special leading body is subordinate either to the central party leadership or to a district party committee. It is the job of the leading party district committee, and ultimately the central party leadership, to monitor the practical work as well as the correct composition of all committees subordinate to it. All members engaged in a full-time party work, just like the members of the parliamentary fraction, are directly subordinate to the leading party committee. It may prove useful now and then to change the duties and work locations of full-time comrades, e.g., editors, propagandists, organizers, etc., insofar as this does not overly disrupt party work. Editors and propagandists must participate on an ongoing basis in regular party work in one of the working groups. 49. The central leadership of the party, like that of the Communist International, is entitled at all times to demand exhaustive information from all communist organizations, from their component bodies, and from individual members. The representatives and philanthropiaries of the central leadership are to be admitted to all assemblies and meetings with consultative vote and a right of veto. The central party leadership must always have such commissars available so that it can reasonably provide these district and county leaderships with instruction and information not only through its political and organizational circulars or correspondence, but also by district verbal communication in the central leadership as well as in every district committee. There must be an audit commission composed of tested and knowledgeable party comrades to inspect the treasury and books. It should report regularly to the expanded committee. All organizations and party bodies, as well as individual members, are entitled at all times to communicate their desires and initiative, observations, and complaints directly to the central leadership of the party of the International. 50. The directives and decisions of the leading party bodies are binding on subordinate organizations and individual members. The accountability of leading bodies and their obligation to guard against negligence and against misuse of their leading position can be fixed on formal basis only in part. The less formal accountability they have, for example, in illegal parties, the more they are obliged or obligated to seek the opinion of other party members, to obtain reliable information regularly, and make their own decisions only after careful, comprehensive deliberation. Party members are to conduct themselves in their public activity at all times as disciplined members of a combat organization. When differences of opinion arise as the correct course of action, these should be as far as possible to be decided beforehand and within the party organization, and then action must be in accordance with this decision. In order, however, that every party decision to be carried out with the greatest energy and all the party organization and members, the broadest mass of party must, whenever possible, be involved in examining and deciding every question. Party organizations, and party authorities also have the duty of deciding whether questions should be discussed publicly, press, lectures, pamphlets, by individual comrades, and if so, in what form and scope. But even if the decisions of the organization or of the party leadership are regarded as wrong by other members, these comrades must, in their public activity, never forget that it is the worst breach of discipline and worst error in combat to disrupt or, worse, to break the unity of the common front. It is the supreme duty of every member to defend the Communist Party, above all the Communist International, against all enemies of communism. Anyone who forgets this and instead publicly attacks the party or the Communist International is to be treated as an opponent of the party. 52. The statutes of the party are to be formulated so that they are an aid, not an obstacle, to the leading party bodies in the continual development of the overall party organization and in the incessant improvement of the organization's work. The decisions of the Communist International are to be implemented without delay by member parties, even in those cases where, according to the statutes, the corresponding changes in the existing statute, the party resolutions can be made only at a later date.